Hey, SPIRE. Buzz. It's getting really cold. Or is it?
A man goes riding by. A man goes riding by.
You see, cold isn't real. It's a made-up word. Cold means a lower temperature than which we actually perceive as hot. And when an object is hot, it just means that it has more energy, heat energy, than you. You see, this topic could be put under one name, thermodynamics. Thermodynamics deals with the relation between heat energy and temperature, all which these are measured in units of joules, Celsius, and Kelvin.
You may remember an experiment we did recently, in which we burned snacks to heat up water. This was a perfect example of calculating the amount of heat absorbed or released by a chemical process. For many of us, our water did not heat up as much as it would have based on the number on the bag. Most of us were off by a high percentage. That is thanks to all the heat that was lost in this experiment. In order to have a controlled experiment, the scientists must control the room temperature, the pressure, and the volume. Scientists measure how substances react to added energy using a heated curve graph.
You see, adding energy increases the temperature of a substance until it reaches a phase change equilibrium. Then added energy goes into the phase change and the temperature of the substances stops increasing. After enough energy is added, the phase change is complete and the temperature of the substance begins to increase again.
Let's look at this from a language art point of view. Man, I'm tired of this. I've been working on this for a while. I'm done citing.
You should see the video you shot for the calculations. The post-level.
Hey, stop! Why? I just don't get it. I always catch you.
Not citing your sources.
This is sickening.
Oh, hi. I was just looking up examples of thermodynamics in The Martian. It was demonstrated in pages 73 through 76 when Mark Watney used the RTG to heat up his rover. After many alterations to the rover, Mark no longer had a way to heat it to combat Mars's frigid atmosphere. He then turned to the RTG for help. The RTG has enough radioactive energy to stay warm. This is a perfect example of thermodynamics.
Oh hey, I didn't see that. On page 72 in The Martian, when Mark is in the rover, he makes the exclamation, "I drove around randomly, making sure to stay within a kilometer of the hat." A much more realistic test. After an hour, things started to get cold. And I mean really cold. As Moses said before, scientifically, cold doesn't exist. It is a made-up word. The word is based on relativity to something or someone. Something cold to me might not be cold to you. The first definition on the Merriam-Webster dictionary says that cold is being a temperature that is uncomfortably low for humans. The key word in this definition is the word humans, which relates to the fact that the word was made up only to apply to us as people. Using the word cold in the text gives Marx the feeling of an actual human in the story rather than being a unit or an object. The interesting thing about the text is how we can relate to it when he says really cold, something that we've experienced before as people, another link to human connection.
The text in a sentence creates a tone of relatability and struggle. You've also been cold like Mark in this scenario. It's comfortable and relatable. It's also important to notify that a phase identifies a place rather than a time. Mars being in a setting in this scene lets us know that it's an environment-focused scene rather than a time-based.
Hello and welcome to the Cheeto Calorie Experiment. So what you're going to need is a Cheeto, one Cheeto just like this, and a can full of water just like this. You have to weigh the Cheeto and then record how much it weighs, and then you have to light it on fire. Get it nice and lit, fully burning. Then put it down on the watch glass. Then lift up the can full of water and put it over the fire. And wait.
I don't know what the song is from, but to try to remember.
Maple Story?
Is it really?
Take the temperature of the can. Watch as the temperature rises. Record this data. Then, make sure you weigh the burnt Cheeto and record that too. Then, you convert it using this formula. That's how you find how many calories. Then, you calculate your accuracy using this formula to figure out how accurate you were.